Sì, ti dirò la verità. Sì, io sarò come tu vuoi. Il tuo amore.
Welcome back to Roma Club. I'm Gigio. This is Pete, aka
Ciao,
PCR. We just finished watching Roma Udinese. 3 punti.
3 punti fondamentali.
Yeah.
Ma cazzo che sofferenza.
Yeah.
That is what being Romanista is about. Suffering. Suffering. Not even Inter has that on us.
No.
We make every game not only interesting, but heart-pounding.
We started out so great. My gosh, those first 10, 15 minutes, Mkhitaryan out left, missed the post by inches.
Zaniolo off
the corner. Oh, hit the post. I mean, you look at this game, and we should have nailed in a couple goals right from the start. Pace was incredible, but then you have the tale of two halves, just like last Sunday, where team just kind of like bottomed out a little bit, lost aggressiveness, and I feel like they lost a little bit. I mean, I know they're tired and whatnot, but they just lost their touch. I feel like passes weren't as crisp, and maybe I don't know. I think Mourinho, after he looks at these tapes, he's got to look at subbing in a little bit earlier, because like Zaniolo he broke down a little bit earlier,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think he's playing a lot. He hasn't played in a couple of years, so I think that Mourinho needs to baby him a little bit more. We actually talked about this, that Zaniolo, we didn't expect him to play, right? Or to start.
No,
Maybe come in.
I think we're used to having Fonseca that used a 20-man roster. Even before him, Di Francesco would use anywhere from 15, 16 players. Spalletti, closer to Mourinho, we had the 14 players he loved, but the others wouldn't get much of a run. But we know Mourinho has his starters, and he's sticking with them.
Yeah.
He's the manager. It's his call. We've won 6 out of 7. I can't complain. But as the season wears on and we see players getting tired legs, we see folks sitting out when they get red cards.
I was happy to see, it was Mkhitaryan. He started off great, but then lulled off most of the game. However, I felt like he was part of the defense late in the game there. It helped us preserve that lead, helped us preserve the win. So that was huge.
Very skilled player technically, but also a good work rate, just like El Shaarawy. So in that respect, and Zaniolo on the other side too, our wingers, our ala as they used to be called, or esterni alti today, all of ours except for maybe Carlos Perez are willing to run back and defend. And I think that helps the team. We've talked about...
Yeah, no, there was a couple times, if you watched the game, you saw Karsdorp not being too friendly with Zaniolo. He was...
Oh, no, he heard it in the end. And that's why I think after that play, Mourinho finally decided to switch him. I was happy to see El Shaarawy come in instead of Perez, because just like we said, El Shaarawy has a much stronger work rate. And in the end, it worked out.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Riccardo Calafiori, 3rd start in a row. Doing a good job filling in for Vigna, right?
Absolutely. Mourinho called him out earlier this week, saying him and Karsdorp were too timid. Today I saw Calafiori, at least in the first half, very solid defensively and more willing to go up the flank.
Oh, yeah. It was a Spinazzola-inspired play there, running up the flank.
Yeah, the assist for the goal was really a beautiful play.
Yeah.
That Tani finished in a terrific way.
One of the things, though, as you look at the game, and Peter knows I love stats, and you see 2 attempts on goal. It's not all about stats. When you look at games, you see teams win games that don't have great stats. But when you only have 2 attempts on goal, it's going to be tougher to win a game.
As we were talking earlier, stats never show the full picture.
Right.
They show half the picture, but at the end of the day, if you don't shoot on goal, the ball won't go in. It's very hard to win if you don't score a goal.
we're gonna rewind a little bit back to Sunday. We really don't want to relive it too much. That was not one of our finest moments.
No, like we were saying last week, eravamo tutti gassati. All of us, our enthusiasm was to the stars, and we got a bella botosta, nice slice of humble pie.
Yeah, so in Verona, Roma, we saw something that Pete and I, we wanted to see. We wanted to see Shum and Tammy play up front together. And we got it. What did you think?
It obviously didn't work yesterday. I've been saying since the beginning of the season, I do see Shomurodov playing out wide to the left, much like Del Vecchio did under Capello in 2000-2001. Shomurodov, he looked a little lost. He couldn't find his position on the field. And I think that was the major issue. I don't think it was because the team was pushed too forward on offense. I really think it was a new player getting used to a new system, playing in a position that not is his natural position.
I agree.
Tammy was very flat last week too.
Yeah.
But this happened. We're talking about a 21-year-old.
I think they came off that 5-1 Conference League victory, full of themselves, haven't lost a game.
Just
forever.
like we were after we
Yeah.
commented.
No. I bet on the game. I was like, Roma's going to destroy.
And you know, the players are half our age, so if we let ourselves go,
Yeah.
you imagine at 21, 25 years old, it's bound to happen.
So there's a lot of talk online about tweaking formation from the 4-2-3-1. I personally think that we just need the midfielders to acclimate, play a little more defense, like we're talking about Zaniolo and coming back. What do you think?
No, I agree. I don't see Mourinho changing the lineup in any dramatic way. Maybe a partita in corsa.
Yeah.
That is, while the game's in progress, he might.
Yeah, I mean today obviously he went 3 in the back and pushed some guys
For a little
up.
bit, yeah. It was and it was the right move. I think Smalling is essential to our success as a team.
But even earlier, with when Calafiori scored the goal, I really feel like they really were playing with 3 guys in back, and Calafiori was playing midfield.
He was pushing up more because we needed someone up there. I know last year all of us complained that Fonseca basically played with no midfield to cover the defense, and that's because we have 2 mezzale. Neither Cristante or Veretout are, the mediano. Let's talk about De Rossi, who would sit in front of the defense and everything had to go through him. That's not what Cristante ever could do. That's not what Veretout does. So it's natural that we're having these problems. Hopefully January comes and Dan and Ryan Fried can get us a nice Christmas gift.
Yeah. Well, in the conversation of offense, let's talk about Zaniolo and some of the online press problems he's having.
May I? Journalist Francesca Ferrazza from the La Repubblica, which is a legitimate paper. She considers herself a Roma fan, a sports journalist, and she invented that Zaniolo turned off his social media accounts after the Verona loss because of too much criticism. As others had pointed out, he had turned off his social media days before Verona. It was done in malafede, in bad faith, and it does nothing than, upset the Romanisti.
Yeah, I think personally, the best thing he could do is shut down that Instagram. It's just distraction. He needs to focus.
Football in 2021.
Yeah, he needs to watch tape. Maybe let someone else run an Instagram for him, and just a marketing guy, whatever. Because it's just distraction. It's distraction for all of us.
All Zaniolo has to do is reacclimate himself to the pitch, feel comfortable, find his best form. We haven't seen him in 2 years, basically.
Yeah,
so
2 ACL surgeries in less than 3 years.
I can assure you 100% of the Romanista fan base is behind him. He's our future and the future of Italian football.
So Pellegrini looks like in the next couple days his contracts are going to get locked up. And then it looks like Zaniolo is next, which is great for the future of the team, right?
Oh, absolutely. We finally have serious ownership. We're not having to sell the Naingolans, the Strootmans, Manolas, Allison, Salah. Without the Fruttarolo di Boston, that's a fruit seller from Boston, meaning he had no money. He was good at spending Goldman Sachs money, not his own. And if we keep that spina dorsale, the spinal column of the team,
it's very important.
Our future is bright. I am 100% convinced of it.
Yeah, Mourinho talked a little bit about the ups and downs of the season this year on post-game press conferences before the game today. Saying, let's take it easy, slow and steady. He compared the season to driving. He said Roma is going to be driving up and down
like a roller coaster,
whereas more elite teams will be driving 100 miles an hour on the autostrada.
Yeah, we're not Bayern, we're not Chelsea, we're not PSG, even though they have their own problems. But it's natural. We have a young team. Our average age is 26.
I think a lot of Roma fans, we got a little excited with all these wins. And
we apologize for that.
Even myself, I was like, oh, we're going to keep winning.
I was expecting 38-0.
It's okay. We're not saying the season's over. I think realistically, I think as Romanisti, we have to say, what do we want from this season? Are we going to win the Scudetto? Probably not. We want top 4, right? Top 4 finish.
I've heard other people say they just want to do better than 7th.
Wow.
That Mourinho only came to give the club credibility. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. 7.
They pay Mourinho €7.5 million net.
Roma has the 3rd or 4th highest in Europe, or no?
That was a transfer market.
In transfer market, yeah.
You don't shell out 40 million euros for a 21-year-old to play for 5th, 6th, or 7th place. Whether we admit it or not, the minimum goal is a top 4 finish.
Yeah.
We didn't look good last week. We didn't look good in the second half today. But we've won 6 out of 7.
Yeah, we're keeping pace. Keeping pace, which is very important. If we can keep pace, if you win, I'll tell you what, if you win 1 out of every 4 games, is that keeping pace? No, it's not.
Gigio was a math major in college.
No.
Then he got his PhD in advanced mathematics.
I'm trying to find some silver linings here.
No, the team is young. We have a new manager. We have new players in key positions like Rui Patricio, Abraham. It's going to take time for the team to gel.
Yeah.
The fact that we're winning without playing bad is one of the beautiful things about Italian football. How many Scudetti did Juventus steal playing horribly and winning 1-0? Yeah. I will never complain about a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
They're normally the best kind.
No, the party's over for Juve though.
We'll see. We'll see. Referee to the rescue.
So we have a big game this Sunday, noon. It's Derby Day, right?
Noon, Gran Cafe Aquila.
Gran Cafe L'Aquila. So going into the game, we're already shorthanded. We lost a Capitano. Pellegrini got a second yellow during the game. Bullshit call, right, Pete?
Absolutely invented yellow. That was not a foul, let alone a second yellow. I want to look at the silver lining. His teammates will be more motivated without him. They're going to want to step up to colmare il vuoto, to fill that void.
Yeah. Who do you think will fill the void? Who do we have that can play that position?
We've all heard great things about Nico Zaleski from Primavera. He finally got called up to the
Polish power.
Yeah, he got called up to the national team, not the under-21. I don't see Mourinho starting him in the derby. Maybe he surprises us, but I think, knowing Mourinho, I think he moves Mkhitaryan to the center. Elsha starts wide left.
You think Mkhitaryan will bring enough creativity in his
He has a strappi. When he's nello stretto, when there's small space, he's at his most devastating. He doesn't have the vision. The vision Pellegrini has, but he certainly has the
It's not what
skill.
we want. It's not what we want for a derby. You don't want to lose your captain, but you definitely could use a day of rest, right?
Absolutely. I'm thinking back. I think it was 2009 with Ranieri. We were losing to Lazio 1-0, I believe. He takes out Totti and De Rossi, and we win 2-1. 2 penalty kicks from Vucinic.
Okay.
So it's time for his teammates to step up. I think we will.
You see...
Lazio merda.
For sure. Oh my God. Fuck those guys.
But it is important. The derby against Lazio cannot be the game of the year because our sights are set higher.
No.
We just play a provincial team.
We
We happen to share a stadium for now.
Yeah. Okay, so this week's question is, you the viewer, who would you like to see fill in for Pellegrini? Send us your answer, and this week we're going to give away a Roma Club scarf. So let us know how you feel. So
you can send your responses by DM on Instagram, on YouTube, Twitter. We'll check everything, and we pick one winner, and you'll get a Roma Club scarf.
How are you feeling now going into Sunday's game? Are you feeling positive?
If I felt positive we'd lose, I approach every derby with terror, and that's the way to go. Scaramanzia in Italian means superstition, and there's no Romanista who's not superstitious. Scaramanzia. That being said,
I'll tell you
we
what,
win 2-1.
after Verona's game, I will go into every game of terror now because I was feeling good. I was feeling good Sunday. And I went in today feeling like terror, stressed out. You saw me. I was on the edge of the freaking seat the entire game.
Every game, I expect the worst and hope for the best.
I was like, we're going to win this. We're going to win. We're gonna, and we lost 3 points to maybe one of the worst teams in the league.
I think it'll be December before they win another game, Verona. It was just one of those games, ci è andato storto, everything went wrong for us, our fault. But you saw in the first half hour today, the team came out with energy, with enthusiasm. So you know they're following Mourinho and they wanted to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
We've talked enough about the second half, so we can stop beating a dead horse.
No. Okay. All right. So follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Gigio. This is Pete, aka PCR. Forza Roma. Grazie Roma. 3 punti.
Arrivederci ragazzi. Alla prossima.